It's really nice to see you. Come on in, take a seat, make sure you're nice and comfortable. Could I get you something to drink, a water or a tea or anything? You're all set? Okay, you just let me know. So it is your first time doing a therapy session with me. I'm really glad that you came to see me. So how I typically like to work with first-time clients is I'll just ask you some personal questions, nothing too deep today. I just want to get to know you. So that is the purpose of this session. Of course, you are completely free to voice anything that you like, anything that you think would be valuable for me to know. Okay, this is a completely safe space, so no judgment here. You can feel free to express yourself however you'd like. Everything is confidential and stays in this room, okay? Unless I feel that you're in danger in any way, but yes, this session should be quite calm and relaxing. So the questions that I have for you are just focused on you as a person. They will be broken down into 3 different categories. I have them on my computer to the side here. So first, I'll begin with just some basic getting to know you questions. Then I'll move into some sleep-focused questions. As I saw on your intake form, that's something that you struggle with. Okay. Some stress and anxiety at night, of course. And then at the end, I do want to go through some more fun, kind of creative, whimsical questions, again, just so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. Does that sound good? Okay, that was a lot of talking on my part, so let's just get started. I want you to do the talking as much as you feel comfortable doing so. Alright, first question. I would love to hear about some of your favorite ways to spend quiet time, some peaceful time. So what kind of things bring you calm when you just have a moment to yourself? I hope you don't mind. I will be taking notes with my clipboard and pencil, okay? Do you find that you typically have a lot of free time? Okay. Yeah, it can be difficult to actually prioritize things that bring you joy in your free time. You might find that you're inclined to just kind of slump on the couch. I feel that, but that's good to hear. Okay, great. And do you have a favorite book or a movie? Something that you return to often, or a story that really helps to lift your spirits, make you feel positive and good? Oh, I haven't heard about that. Yeah, could you tell me about it? Oh. Okay. That sounds fascinating. I'll have to check that out. And is it something about the main character in particular that you feel connected to? As you mentioned, okay. Interesting. When you think about music, is there a particular song or type of music that helps to also lift your spirits? So what are you drawn to in terms of music? Okay. Do you have a favorite artist or favorite band? Oh, okay. That tells me a lot about you. You have good music taste. can you describe a place that feels safe and comforting to you? Yes, whether it's somewhere real or imagined. If you could just picture it in your mind and try to describe it to me. That's nice. That sounds very relaxing and peaceful. Yeah, it's quite common for you to kind of think inwards towards your childhood, something that brought you joy when you were younger. What is a small thing in your day-to-day that always manages to make you feel happy and bring a smile to your face? Just one small thing. That's a good one. Would you say that you're more of a morning person or an evening person? And what is it about that time that feels right for you? Okay. Good. What hobbies or activities help you feel more connected to yourself, and what brings you joy? Would you say you're quite a creative person then? And I don't believe I recall from the intake form, what's your occupation, if I may ask? Oh, okay. How many years have you been doing that role? And do you enjoy it? Okay. If you could visit anywhere in the world with no limitations, where would you go and why? It's a tough one, I know. That is a good one. So you're drawn to a warmer climate, especially for a getaway, quite relaxing. Are there any particular scents or smells that you find especially comforting or relaxing? Okay. Yes. Would you say you're a highly sensitive person in terms of your senses, like with smells and scents? Scents are actually very powerful in evoking strong nostalgia, so I can understand why that particular scent may be comforting for you. What season do you enjoy the most? You can have multiple answers, of course. Okay. Very nice. And what kind of weather do you like? I guess that kind of goes along with the season, but if you were to choose like your ideal weather forecast for the day, what would it be? Yes, it can depend on the activity, of course. I know there's nothing better than when you're having a lazy Sunday and it starts raining outside and you're just like, that's what I needed. But of course, the sunshine brings more positive vibes. Do you have a favorite outfit or a cozy article of clothing that you just love to wear? this cardigan, it does suit you very well. Looks very comfortable. And what is it about this piece that you love? Cozy? Yeah, I can understand that. And the color looks good on you. Follow-up question. Do you tend to wear a lot of color? Sometimes that can point to a personality type, or if you prefer to kind of blend or stay very neutral. Okay, you've been on a little bit of a style journey. Can you tell me about that? So you used to wear a lot of neutral black, trying to embrace more color. Very nice. I'd love to hear about your favorite kind of warm beverage or drink. Do you tend to enjoy tea, coffee? Again, tells me a lot about a person. Not that tea or coffee really matter to who you are, but you know. Do you have a favorite animal? Or an animal that perhaps you identify with? It's a good one. Yes, I have lots of questions for you. We're about halfway through the personal getting to know you questions. Do you find you recharge best when you're with other people or if you're alone? Okay. It's kind of pointing to if you're more introverted or extroverted. How do you usually express your care towards others, and how do you like to receive care? So I suppose your kind of love language. Yeah, it could be for family members, friends. Okay. And follow up to that, while the bins outside are being taken out, I do apologize for that. The office is in the back of the building, so follow up to that, how do you care for yourself? Would you say it's in a similar way to family and friends, or do you think about that? Self-care. Okay. Yep. So it's interesting hearing you talk about care. Seems like when you express care for others, it's through less tangible efforts, and for yourself, it's more things like, taking a bath, giving yourself time to pamper yourself. Do you focus on those less tangible things for yourself as well? Or do you think maybe you could implement more of that kind of self-care? Just something to think about. Because you deserve the same love that you give other people, of course. What is something new that you've been wanting to learn or try? Perhaps if it's maybe a little bit scary or intimidating. Is there anything? Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. What are some steps you think you could take to get closer to learning and achieving that goal? That sounds good. Great. If you had a completely free day, how would you choose to spend it? Your ideal day off? Yeah. Sleeping. That sounds nice. Very nice. Very nice. Sounds like a great day. And if you could go on some kind of well-being, wellness retreat, what kind of activities would that retreat entail for you? Yeah, just kind of imagine like a wellness retreat. Would you be interested in doing something like that? Okay. Yes, all of these questions just give me a better understanding of how I could help you and how we could work together in the future, so that's why I ask. Could I get you some water or anything? You're still okay? Alright. Let's go for one more question before we move into the sleep-focused questions. So when you look at your week ahead, what's something that you tend to look forward to? It could be as simple as your morning coffee, or making progress on a hobby or something of yours. Just one small thing. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, my throat. Very nice. Thank you for all of your answers to these personal questions. Are you ready to talk a little bit more about your sleep? Okay. Let me just get a new page going. So, with regards to your sleep, can you describe the kind of environment that helps you feel most comfortable when you're trying to relax at night? Okay. Do you prefer a darker bedroom environment? Okay. Are there any small bedtime rituals or habits that help you get into that calming, relaxed kind of state? Just to calm your mind a little bit. ASMR videos? Oh, I've heard about those. Yeah, what is it about ASMR that you enjoy? I've heard it can be a wonderful sleep ritual. I'll have to check that out for myself. And how do you usually feel in the morning just after waking up? Yeah, do you feel like you're well rested and you have enough energy, or does it take you a little while to wake up and feel less groggy? So it seems like you could be getting a little bit more of a deeper sleep. Do you wake up often in the night? Okay. Do you struggle with any kind of sleep apnea, snoring, insomnia? Do you get up and walk around or anything at night? Do you know if you talk in your sleep or if you're kind of restless? Anything? Okay. And have you noticed certain thoughts or feelings that come up especially at night when you're trying to fall asleep? the brain has a wonderful way of trying to process some unresolved feelings, especially in those quiet hours at night. So sometimes, how often would you say that happens for you? Okay, a few times during the week. Do you find it's particularly worse or better based on what you did that day? That's very common. Yes, if you've had a busier day, typically your mind and your body is just more tired at night. It's easier to fall asleep. I find if I'm more of a hermit and staying home all day than at night, I'm like wide awake. So, good to note. That also goes for physical activity. I didn't ask, but do you exercise? Yeah, I know, it's just like a common question that care and medical professionals ask, but that would really help your sleep as well if you move your body regularly. And when you're feeling stressed and anxious at night, how do you usually handle those moments? And do you find anything in particular helps? ASMR. Fresh air. Sleep meditation can be very helpful. Yeah, sometimes even getting up, taking a quick sip of water, stretching, just kind of reshifting your body and your space, flipping your pillow to the cold side. Although I've seen sometimes people will flip their bodies and they'll put their head where their feet usually goes. That kind of skeeves me out because then you're sleeping where your feet are. I mean, assuming your feet are clean, but to each their own, if that helps. Is there a particular scent? I know we talked about scents a little bit earlier, but is there a scent that you associate with sleep or relaxation? Something like lavender, chamomile. If you want to try a practice of inhaling that kind of scent right before bed and doing that daily every night, then your body will start to recognize when you smell that scent. Okay, it's time for me to rest. So that's actually a good practice to do with babies if they're struggling to fall asleep. Not that you need to know that, but it just goes back to that kind of human nature of association with scents. Sorry, again, the recycling outside. And what does your ideal morning routine look like after you wake up? Let's say just for an average day. Yeah, you can go ahead for a work day. What time do you typically wake up? Do you prefer a slower morning or more fast-paced? I myself prefer a slower morning, so I don't know why anyone would want a fast morning, but just in case you prefer to, sorry, my tummy is rumbling. Do you make sure to eat breakfast in the morning? Yeah, I always have to remember to do that, especially before sessions with clients. Do you, oh, I kind of already asked you this one. Okay, we'll just skip to the last question. If you could share one comforting thought or intention with yourself as you close your eyes each night, what would it be? What would you prefer to hear kind of whispered in your ears? Very nice. idea on what you need, what you tend to struggle with regards to your sleep, so we can work on some strategies to help you feel more relaxed at night. Okay. Now we're going to shift focus for the end of our session and go through some more fun questions, okay? No right or wrong answers with any of these questions. Again, just for me to get to know you a little bit more. If you could create your own perfect imaginary world, what would it look like, and what would you do there? It could be completely imaginary. Just get a new piece of paper here for these questions. Okay, now that sounds amazing. Very, very imaginative. Okay, sticking with your imagination a little bit more. Imagine you had a magic blanket that always made you feel safe and warm and calm. What kind of texture and color would it be? Would it be similar to your cardigan here? Ooh, sounds lovely. Oh, that sounds very relaxing, like a snuggly kind of cloud-like blanket. Love that. Okay. If you could have any superpower for just one day, what would you choose and why? What would you do with it? Yeah, it's kind of a hard one. Okay, I like that. And follow-up question, would you have a superhero name? Kind of put you on the spot there to think about that one, but okay. Love that. If you had a special candle scent or perhaps a body mist spray that could change your mood, what would it smell like? Very nice. Yes. I love to talk about scents, as you've probably gathered. With fragrances, do you like fresh scents or more of a musky type of scent? Okay. Cool. If you could invent a new holiday that everyone celebrated, what would the holiday be? Now that's kind of difficult to come up with. In which month would it be celebrated? Your birthday month? Oh, that is such a good idea. Love that. And what would the holiday be called? Cool. Very creative. Okay. Now imagine you are the author of a bedtime story or novel. Can you think of the title for a book about bedtime and sleep? Again, putting you on the spot a little bit. You can take your time to think about it. Oh, okay. That's a good one. Very nice. You are thinking quick on your feet today. I like it. Just a few more questions, okay? If you could host a dinner party with 3 guests to join you, they can be real or fictional, who would be at your table? Yep, that is tough. They can be dead or alive as well. Okay, that's a good one. interesting to think about the dynamics of the characters as well. And one more. Oh, that's a good one. Very nice. Am I invited? Would you have room for one more guest? Just kidding. I would not want to bombard your party. Okay. If you were to design your dream cozy bedroom, what would it look like? Colors, textures, different objects in the room. Would it be more minimal, or do you prefer a more maximalist style? Good. And what kind of color theme? Amazing. That sounds very comfortable and cozy. Okay, final question, and then your brain can relax a little bit. If you could send one message to your future self, what would you say? It can be short, it can be long, whatever you want to say. You can take a moment to think about it. Go ahead. That's really sweet. Love that. Amazing. Well, those are all of the questions that I would like to go through with you today. Do you have any questions for me? Anything else you would like to tell me before perhaps we schedule in your next session? Okay, and feel free to take your time going through your calendar after today and thinking about if we're a good fit, and if there is anything in specific you would like to dive into in the next session. I'd love to do that together. I hope you feel okay with how today went. Feel free to let me know at your own time, okay? Alright, so that is us done today. Thank you very much for coming to meet with me. And as I said, if you choose to continue sessions with me, we can talk about your goals for helping to sleep better, reduce your anxiety, things like that, or anything else you would like to dive into a little bit further. But it was really nice to get to know you today, and I'm looking forward to hopefully having another session together. It was my pleasure. Well, you take care, okay? Thanks so much.